Come to Pharaoh. These are God's words to Moses. I want you to come to Pharaoh. Why does it say come to Pharaoh? Why doesn't it say go to Pharaoh? We know that God is everywhere. God is in everything. So God is telling Moses, I'm here with Pharaoh also. I'm inside of the evil. You need to come here and you need to break through it. You need to help break the children of Israel out of Egypt. And Paro in Hebrew is the word oref also, which is like a stiff-necked person. Paro was the one holding them back. So Paro isn't just the physical Paro. He's this element of resistance that we all have inside of us. The resistance to do something good. The resistance to forgive. The resistance to show love in a relationship, to show love to our children, to do the right thing. And Moses is what's inside of us, helping break through that Paro. And God tells us, come there, come inside of it, see this, face it. You can't run away from these energies in your life. So we continue with the Parsha. It's a beautiful Parsha. This is almost the culmination of their leaving Egypt. The last 3 plagues are spoken about in this week's Parsha. The Parsha of the locusts that destroy all of the crops and greenery. Then you have the plague of the darkness which envelops the land for 7 days. And then you have the killing of the firstborn, which precedes the Pesach Passover offering. Why is it called the Passover offering? God says, because the angel, some say even God himself, I'm skipping over the houses of the Hebrews and I'm only going to the houses of the Egyptians. And this is why we celebrate every year the Passover. Even though we don't do the offering anymore since we don't have the temple, we celebrate the Seder, we gather together, we tell the story. We need to experience it on that night as if it's happening to ourselves, because we can re-experience this liberation that they went through at that time. We get to experience it on a yearly basis, and truly we get to experience it every day. That's why we read, I am the Lord your God who took you out of the land of Egypt. Egypt in Hebrew is Mitzrayim, which is connected to the word Metzarim, boundaries, limitations, restrictions. God says, I'm taking you out of all these boundaries. An interesting thing was that they needed to tie the lamb or sheep, whatever they were slaughtering for the Passover offering, in front of their house for 4 days. Why? It says that the Egyptians worshipped these lambs and sheep as gods, and the Israelites were tying them up in front of their houses, and the Egyptians were saying, what are you doing with this? These are our gods. And the Hebrews had to say, yeah, we're going to slaughter this to our God. So this was helping them break out of the slave mentality, because the Egyptians were their masters, and here they are going to slaughter the gods of their masters and saying it to their face, and they needed to do it for 4 days. So this was empowering them. God wants to empower us when we're going out of our boundaries. It shouldn't just be in a way of suffering. No, it should be in a way of liberation, that we feel good about it. So by learning these things, this is helping us escape out of our boundaries and our limitations and our restrictions and our lives to greener pastures, to bigger things. Be'ezrat Hashem, God bless you all. Shabbat Shalom.